15. Program Rescue. The importance and structure of rescuing out-of-control program developments. Throughout my extensive career, I have seen many out-of-control programs creating havoc within the organisations they were meant to enhance. So much squandered money and lost careers. Indeed, I know this to be so because over time, I have developed the unique skills to bring these distressed programs under control, and so have been called upon by a number of notable organisations to rescue these chaotic programs. Therefore, what is written here about program rescue is important. It is based on decades of experience where I have witnessed vast amounts of resources being used to save disastrous programs, and yes, save a fair number of senior careers who begin to understand the concept of panic. Welcome to the leading edge of commercial development, of what is right and what is wrong in the world of business, where the horizon is dotted with the secret burials of too many corporate mistakes in an attempt for some companies to practice out of sight, out of mind, amid the legal intricacies of NDAs. 20 to 25 years ago, around 70 to 80% of business programs failed. They failed either the business expectations, they failed the budgets or timelines, they failed to deliver. This was costly and chaotic and was one of the hidden secrets of corporate life no one dared speak about openly, as if the issue would miraculously disappear. Then came a whole raft of methodologies and new ways of working that gave various frameworks and structures in an attempt to remedy the repetitive mistakes. Yet, here we are, all these years later, and many of the same mistakes as before are still being made, with the result that the same high cost and chaos continues to drain profitability and future success, and still no one talks about it. No, actually, today isn't the same as yesterday. Today, the costs of program or corporate failure are higher. The investment is bigger, the plans are more ambitious, the marketplace is far more dynamic and competitive. This only means mistakes are far more painful than ever before. Yes, many things have changed, yet the same mindset prevails, and the same mistakes are hidden in the same way for the same reasons. Programs with massive investments and reputations at stake fail for a number of reasons, but let's look at the most common. Business needs to change. The world is changing. The pace of change is increasing. Business needs to change in order to remain relevant and profitable. This also is true of non-commercial organizations. To change, to develop, to progress into the changing and highly dynamic commercial landscape, business needs strategic plans. Moving forward with these plans often requires defined programs of work. Well-intentioned, well-meaning, ambitious plans with significant funding. Why do they often fail? They often fail because business change is often perceived to have a technology solution. Many business managers do not understand change. This is a major failing. Change for many is one of those intangibles. Therefore, they are happy to offload responsibility to anyone who can create a tangible impact. The technology people, with all their magic black boxes and promises of an all-singing, all-dancing solution. This results in what was a business-led development turning into a technology-led development, and usually with little interaction with the business managers. This means that whatever is handed over to the business often is not what the business wants or had envisaged. The upfront analysis and interaction has been missing. This is corporate madness of the highest order, because when the technology solution is delivered, it is usually not aligned to the true business need or strategy. It is usually costly and is usually still not understood because it has little or no business context. The costs of these developments tend to be high. This is because the pure technology solution will always want more money to overcome what they see as gaps in the planning, which exist because there has been insufficient upfront business interaction and alignment. And then more money and more money and the business won't dare refuse because by this stage too much is at stake. And after all, doesn't the technology promise to deliver on all those strategic promises? Far from being a solution, the programme suddenly becomes a corporate nightmare, with the business already having invested far more than it initially planned, hurriedly instituting business change. This invariably results in chaos, loss of confidence, loss of market share, and loss of careers. Ironically, those who make such catastrophic mistakes often get to keep their jobs, whereas many others lose theirs in the name of emergency cost cutting. To some, this may seem an extreme case. Take my word for it, it isn't. It is common. It is just that most companies, especially the major ones, will never openly admit to such costly mistakes, especially to rabid shareholders. Instead of becoming good at development and progression, they have become very, very good at covering their tracks as they stagger from crisis to crisis. This truly is corporate madness of the highest order. Yet standing here at the leading edge of commercial development, to be honest, I see no indication of this madness changing. You wouldn't believe what I've seen in these last few years alone. So, apart from the obvious of trying to ensure the programs are all on the right track from the start, which is a well-trodden area of discussion, what can companies do when the programs often go wrong? How can these organisations claw back the investment and create some semblance of sanity, some claim of success from the chaos they have allowed to envelop? How can they avoid corporate amnesia? They need to rescue their programs. As has been stated, programs fail for specific reasons. It is therefore important to understand these reasons. Everything I've written in the previous paragraphs has been for a reason. That reason is to show how the type of corporate dynamics programs rescue has to deal with. To say it is pressurized would be an understatement. So, what does program rescue entail? For sure, it entails a lot of intensive work. People involved in program rescue will always have the dangerous task of sweeping away the politics, because by this late stage, some parts of the company, with or without the presence of suppliers, may well be in an advanced state of trench warfare. Any organisation at war with itself or with a deeply ingrained blame culture will increasingly use finite resources to essentially fund the war, draining profitability and endangering any future the organisation has. There therefore needs to be a culture shift. This, of course, is easier said than done, especially if there is resistance to change. There is always resistance to change. In an environment where there has been too much unstructured change and far too many unknowns. Companies just need to know when to stop digging the hole they are in. Expending more resources digging a deeper hole will not get you out of the hole. It just means wasted resources, wasted opportunity, and a wasted future. By this stage, it isn't about ego, it's about survival. Egos tend to get in the way of survival. The skills to deal with program rescue is one of those essentials in today's business world. Program rescue can be harsh, it can be tough going, especially in the face of resistance to change and enmity from senior level stakeholders. Program rescue at times can be very unsubtle, but it can also be intricate and, when successful, sublime. Make no mistake, this does take skill. It takes knowledge and the clear ability to work concisely in the face of hardship and panic. Number 1. Stakeholder management. Who are they? What do they want? What do they really want? The most senior level sponsorship? What is the history? What is the impact influence of each? At this late stage, are they enablers or blockers? Are they in the right positions? Does the senior configuration need to change? Does there need to be a realignment of responsibility? What are the skills and abilities? How can we help one another? How can they all work together to produce sustainable advantage? Honestly, you do not need any more methodologies. Number 2, strategic discovery. What are the plans? Visibility and accountability. What has been done? What needs to be done? Internal, external pieces of the jigsaw. What are those pieces? How fractured is it all? What is the state of the strategic partnerships, suppliers involved? What is the problem? When did it all go wrong? What have been the consequences? And what will the consequences of a complete failure be? Do you have the necessary support to change things? Does the organisation fully understand what this means? Are all the senior stakeholders fully, actively supporting? What is the cunning plan? Are there any skills gaps? Report your findings. Do not be dragged down from the highest level of management. Do not become embroiled in the battleground of middle management. You need the continued and active support of the senior managers. They need to know what you know. Together they will all need to agree on new recommendations. Communication is key, engagement is key, the end point focus is key, being a completely impartial expert is key, being the only sensible and clear thinking person is key. Do not take sides. Understand the budgets. Number 3, creating focus. Communication and agreement within the senior management. Cutting through the politics, the cunning plan becomes official business ownership, accountability, visibility, responsibility, resources. They will hate that part. Functionality within IT, but not overall program ownership. Ensuring technology is a core business enabler, not the driver. Communicating the plan. Involvement of the wider audience, internal and external. Initiating change management. Reassuring, calming fears, releasing the tension. Re-establishing common sense. Listening. Cutting through more politics. Visible plans for everyone can buy into. What does everyone need to achieve the goals? Creating shared purpose, creating shared cause, shared goals, shared future, creating ownership of future success. Create willingness, create motivation, create energy, create the single version of the truth. Focus the energy. Number 4, agreed milestones. As part of the cunning plan, what are they? Who will deliver them? Who will support? How can everyone play their part? Dealing with more politics, reward and recognition, extended responsibilities within a changing landscape, flexibility to alter the plan within a changing landscape, maintain the support at all levels, maintain the focus, maintain the energy and motivation, report the achieved milestones, shout about the successes, name names, give people something to reach for, keep moving towards the stated goals together. Number 5, reaching for the end goal together. Clear goals, something everyone can understand, not vague corporate speak. One company, one goal, one future. Focused on prioritization, continually focused on what needs to be achieved, not underplaying the difficulties, being open and honest about raid and mitigation, focus on the success and the achievements. Give people the opportunity to be proud of what they do. One company, one goal, one future. Program rescue isn't easy. The main danger areas are politics, lack of senior level understanding, lack of senior level buy-in, senior level denial, a lack of priority, fear, no more budget, diverted key resources. Usually the different layers of workforce know there is a major problem long before it is acknowledged by the senior management. The main focus areas are awareness, responsibility, accountability, visibility, communication, engagement, focus on the tasks. Look around at the company you are in, be honest, see exactly why these focus areas are important. They are important because this is what is lacking in many organisations. Many will deny it, but many more will secretly and quietly agree. And because these focus points are already missing from the company, is exactly the reason why programs fail, and will continue to fail and incur unacceptable cost until the focus points are re-established. Program rescue may be about rescuing the program in the first instance, yet often to do this you will have to alter the business culture. If the company is serious about development, they need to allow you to do this, otherwise you'll be back next year and with even more problems than before. Why are people like us important? Because we are the emergency services you need before you call the emergency services.
A series of articles by J.S. Stuart. Number 1. The 3,000-year-old war. Number 2. The aging process. Number 3. AI, the first level of control. Number 4. AI informatics. Number 5. The continuing AI revolution. Number 6. China. Number 7. Data. Do we understand what's about to happen? Number 8. Disability. Do we pretend to care? Number 9. Fear. Number 10. Hypnosis, eroticism for women. Number 11. Hypnosis, managing stress. Number 12. Inspiration in the age of AI. Number 13. Islamic Republic of Iran, the enemy of civilization, written before the latest war. Number 14. Why do women often prefer more mature men? Number 15. Program rescue. Number 16. Rewriting history. Number 17. Tao. Number 18. The art of seduction. Number 19. The audacity of hope. Number 20. The essence of negotiation. Number 21. The future of warfare.